everybody, welcome. I'm so Alex, welcome. So basically, in this reading I'm going to be providing you, this is for a tarot card reading for individual for Sagittarius for July 8th to July 16th of 2025. So basically, in this wonderful reading, I'm just going to tell you all that this is just how it's going to be in that, the way of how it goes, and everything seems to be all crystal clear and everything else. Sagittarius, you have strength, like you have the ability to be brave. You know what to do, right? That's how it is. The High Priestess upright, you're using your inner voice because you're using that. That's how it kind of is in that situation. The Ace of Cups does represent Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you could be dealing with that in that perspective. Like you might be dealing with love. You might be dealing with who you are in that way. The Eight of Pentacles, you're not being perfection. You're not saying like, okay, I know what to do, I got this, but then it's like how it is. The Nine of Pentacles reverse, it means that you're being uncomfortable. It's like, why are you being uncomfortable for? That's how it is. But you know how it seems to be. And the Devil is upright, where it does represent a violation. It could be addictions, maybe it could be something that's going on. But then it's like, why are you feeling like this? This is how it is in that way. Because you're not trying to have a pity party situation. It's not that. But you know what I mean, right? We have to believe that. We have to understand that the way how we feel, the way how we're going to be acting, the way how we can have our own circumstances about what's going on, right? We have to believe about what's going on. We have to understand that. It's the way how we can gradual the situation. We have to rejoice. We have to understand what's going on. But then this is the way how it goes, right? We have to believe that we have our own experiences, whether we like it or not, whether we're going to believe that everything's okay, alright, but we have to understand that, right? We have to go with the flow, and whether we go with the flow, we have to know exactly, okay, I know what to do, alright, I got this, but then this is how it seems to be, right? So we have to understand that the way of how it is in that perspective, because that's the way it seems to be, right? So let's see what's going on for a Sagittarius for July 8th to July 16th of 2025. So let's see. So let me go from the Strength card to the Eight of Pentacles. So for our Cups reverse, for the Three of Swords is upright, for the Death card reverse. Yeah. So it means that you have no endings, nothing like that. The Three of Swords is upright. There's heartbreak. Because you might be feeling sad, maybe you're whimpering, maybe you don't know what to do, but then it's like, why are you doing this? Why that you're having a problem, or why that there was a way about knowing what to do? It's like, why? Because you have to understand that when you gradual the situation, you know what to do. That's the way it seems to be. So what's happening with this Death card over here? The Moon is upright, yeah, because there's misrotations here, right? So when you have misrotations, it's like, okay, I know what to do, alright, I got this, but then it's like, alright, well, I don't know how to say it in that perspective. It's like, why I need to do this, why I'm going to go with the flow, because that's the way it goes, right? So you have to have your own strategy, whether you like it or not, right? So if you're dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you pay attention on how it's going to be in that format, right? You have to know what it takes. What's happening between this High Priestess and the Devil card? The Queen of Wands is upright, followed the Emperor reverse, followed by the Ace of Wands reverse. Yeah, see, you have no new beginnings, no no achievement, whatever it is, no structure, right? You have charisma, that's the way it goes. What's between the Emperor and the Ace of Wands here? The Four of Pentacles is right, yeah, because you're looking for money, and when you're looking for money, you know what it is, but then it's like how you're doing that, right? How you're going to go with the flow. It's like how you're going to be honest with yourself, and honesty is the best policy. That's how it goes. But then it's like, why are you feeling like this? Why that things are not going as planned? You have to be who you are and say, alright, well, I know what to do, but then this is the way it seems to be. What's between this Ace of Cups all the way to this Four of Pentacles? Ten of Wands is upright, there's burdens. Fool is upright, there's chains. Six of Pentacles reverse, you're not having any kindness. The Knight of Swords reverse, there's no drama. And the Four of Swords, there's resting. You might be feeling rested because you're feeling like you don't know what to do, but then it's like how you're going to understand how you're feeling, because the way how it seems to be. It's like everything has to be great and valued. That's how it goes. And when you do that, it's like, alright, I know what to do. Alright, this is the way it seems to be. Alright, this is the way it seems to be. So what's happening to this Nine of Swords and this Six of Pentacles here? The Seven of Swords are upright. So it does represent where you're feeling deceit, right? You're feeling like, okay, well, I can't do this anymore. I quit. But then you have to keep doing it as long as it needs to. That's how it goes. What's happening with this Nine of Pentacles here? The Ace of Pentacles are right. Yeah, it does represent money in that way, because you have to understand of how it's going to be in that format. You think, alright, well, I know what to do. I got this. But then it's like, how you're going to put that in writing. How you're going to put that in that perspective. That's the way it goes. And you have to understand that. Because the way of how you can accept it, you have to accept on how it seems to be, right? So let's say, what's happening between the middle and the left, middle to the right. So Ace of Wands is upright, Four of Pentacles is upright, the Ace of Pentacles is upright, the Sun can reverse, but with the Empress is upright. So it means that the Empress does represent nourishment, that's the way it goes. The Sun can reverse, there's negativity here. So it's like, why are you being negative? Why? Because you have to understand that. It's like, why are you sensing the ability from the right and wrong perspective? That's why you need to do that. So what's happening with the Sun card here? Let me clarify. The Two of Wands here, there's no planning. The Five of Cups here, there's no grief. The Three of Pentacles here, there's no excitement. King of Pentacles here, there's no security. Seven of Wands here, there's no feeling deceit. Tower reverse, there's no transformation. The Chariot reverse, there's no progress. But Six of Pentacles is right where you wanting to have kindness. It's like, okay, I know what to do, but then it's the way how it seems to be. I know how it's in that way, because that's how it is. What's up between the middle and the right side, please? The Knight of Wands reverse, there's no fear. The Eight of Cups is right there, you're gonna be an entertainer. The Seven of Cups reverse, there's no there's no delusion. The King of Swords right there is knowledge. Yeah, because that's the way how it is, and you have to understand that, right? You have to believe that everything seems to be fine and how you're going to do it. It's like, this is like how past tense it is, right? And you have to believe that, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this, but then it's like how you're going to understand that, right? It's like how you're going to believe on how it seems to be. So what's between the middle and the right, middle to left? So the Six of Swords here, there's no movement. Page of Pentacles is up right there is basically invention. The Page of Cups here, there's no loyalty. The Sun carries out right, there's positivity, right? So you're into between a negative and a positive at the same time. It's like, why are you doing this, right? Because when you do that, it's like, okay, I know what to do, alright, because you have to pay attention, right? When you pay attention, you know how it is. You have your own life skills. You pay attention, right? This is like almost a life circle. It could be. But when you do that, that's how it seems to be. What's in the middle to the left side, please? The Judgment reverse, you're not taking action. The Seven of Cups reverse, there's no delusion. King of Swords, there's knowledge here. King of Cups reverse, there's no support. High Priest reverse, there's no inner voice. Now one sword, there's fear. Yeah, because that's how it goes, right? It's like, why are you having fear? Why? Because when you have fear, it's like, this is the way it goes. It's like, this is like an outcome. This is the way of how it is. It's like you have your own standards. That's the way it goes. It's like, why? Because it seems to be that. It's like, how you're going to do it in that perspective, because that's the way it seems to be. It's like, okay, this is the way it goes. I need to do it, because that's the way it seems to be. What's in the middle? The Six of Wands reverse, there's no celebration. The Justice reverse, you're not telling the truth. But the Queen of Pentacles, there's prosperity. Yeah, because you want things to be happening in that way. You want money. You want things to be in that priority. It's like, okay, because that's how you're going to look at. That's the way it seems to be. So what's in the middle of the situation, please? So that was just already, yeah, because you're going to make decisions. When you make decisions, you know how it is in that way. You're trying to have past tense. It could be that. But there are things that you must learn first, right? You have to pay attention on what's going on in that way, right? You're trying to believe that everything seems to be fine, or you're not whimpering, or not whatever, That's why it seems to be. So like the way how this is the way it seems to be. So what's in the middle towards the, so let's see, so the star reverse, so there's no inspiration. There's nothing, right? Because you're not wishing upon something. The world is upright, there's incompletion. The judgment is upright, you're going to take action. The field reverse, there's no change. But the emperor is upright, there's nourishment. Yeah, because that's the way it goes, right? Everything is nourished. That's how it seems to be, in that way. What's on the left side? The strength card is upright, because you want bravery. Justice is upright, you're telling the truth. The hermit is upright, you are looking for a soulmate. That's how it kind of is in that way. So, let me try to clarify. Let me clarify this hermit card on the left side. The world is upright, there's completion. The death card reverse, there's no endings. Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. The high priest reverse, there's no inner voice. The moon reverse, there's mislimitations. The stars are right, there's inspiration, because you're wishing upon of something. That's the way it goes. It's like, okay, I know what to do. Alright, I got this, because this is the way it seems to be. I know to do this. This is the way it goes. What's happening with this Empress card on the right side? The Empress reversed. Okay, so you have no nourishment, but then you have nourishment. You have the progress. The Hermit reverse, because you already have a soulmate. The Sun card reverse, you're in negativity. Yeah, because that's the way it goes, right? What's in the middle of the situation? The Tower reverse, there's no transformation. The Temperance reverse, there's no healing. The Empress upright, you have structure. Yeah, because the way of how this is like how you're going to be in that way. It's like, you have to understand the ability from the right or wrong perspective. That's what you can do. But then you have to realize that, alright, well, this seems to be very, how it is, and, everything has to be all great. But then it's like, how would you do it? How you're going to understand that, right? You have to believe that everything seems to be fine, and you have to know exactly how it is, right? It's like how you're going to go with the flow. That's the way it seems to be. So let's see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to go from the middle to the right, middle to left. So the King of Pentacles here, there's no security. The Hierophant reverse, there's no guidance. The Five of Wands reverse, there's chaos. The Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. Yeah, in that way. And the Ten of Cups, there's completion. Yeah, so when you have chaos, everything is all, chaotic. When you have completion, everything's all completed. That's the way it goes. It's like, okay, I need to do this. Alright, because this is the way it seems to be. I don't want to be who I am anymore. I quit, But the way you have this is, you have to believe that everything has to be all good, but then that's the way it goes, right? It's like you have to understand the way how you feel, the way how you act, because it's the way it seems to be. What's in the middle to the right, to the left side, please? The Queen of Pentacles start, there's stability. Just reverse, you're not telling the truth. The Two of Wands reverse, there's no planning. The Four of Wands reverse, there's no celebration. Three of Swords start, there's heartbreak. Yeah, because that's the way it goes, right? So, when you had the Justice reverse, you're not telling the truth. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But let me clarify that, please. The Two of Swords are they're in the crossroads. And the Strength card, you want bravery. Okay, so let me clarify this Two of Swords. Because I want to know exactly which direction you're going to take, left or right. So let's see who's on the left. So the Queen of Swords here, you're not having any independence. The Seven of Swords are they're feeling deceit. The Five of Pentacles here, there's no insecurity. The Magician here, there's no skill. The Five of Cups here, there's no grief. The Judgment is alright, you're gonna take action. Alright, that's the way it goes, right? Because you need to believe that everything seems to be okay, and you think, okay, well, I know what to do, that's how it is. What's in the middle of the situation? The Queen of Cups here, there's no empathy. The Ace of Cups here, there's no satisfaction. Temperance is alright, there's healing. Yeah, because the way how this is, you have to know exactly how it's going to be in that format, right? You have to go with the flow, right? So, that's the way it kind of is. But based on that, based on how you're feeling, it's the way how it goes, right? That's the outcome. But the way how this is, you have to know the basics from knowing what to do. You have to know exactly what it seems to be, This is the way of how it is. This is a time and place where you believe, behave, what's going on, and how you're going to do it, right? You have to know from the right and wrong perspective. That's all you can do. But then you have to realize about how you're feeling in one way or another. That's how it is, right? So this is how it seems to be in that way, and this is what's going on. But before I let you go, try to pay attention about this whole entire reading. Try to pay attention to what's happening in that perspective. That's the way it goes. But then you have to believe what's going on in that format. That's how it is, right? So I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like. Please leave a comment and enjoy. And I will see you next time. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to you all. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, thank you. And have a good day. Bye.